Next, we have steps to becoming sustainable. These are human needs need to be better clarified. That means we need to adjust our needs to be looking at a full range of needs, not just material, but spiritual and social, the biophysical. Um, Next, we also have value interdependence and diversity among our global society. So, respecting all values and staying diverse because diversity is what makes us resilient to changes. Additionally, efficiency is key, especially when it comes to changing social structures. So, as we might become a more centralized or decentralized, um, we need to work on better efficiently using our energy and resources and allocating our tasks and resources through that decentralized system. We also have to work on becoming changing our worldviews to be a more sustainable worldview, and a lot of that has to do with all coming together and agreeing that we're going to be educated about sustainability, and that our common want is to survive through a sustainable society. So, as we think of these different steps that we for sure need to consider as we want to become sustainable, we wanted to ask you these questions. So, transformation is a process. And how do you feel in specific about how our society will react to this large scale change of trying to become sustainable? Additionally, how do you feel these changes in becoming sustainable relate to last week's theory about change? I know I found that sometimes some of the reading reminded me about how change is something when how you're jumping into uncertainty, and I think this hits on that. So tell me what you think. So now we're going to move on to evaluating this theory. Here we have listed a couple of the positive and negatives that we thought. Starting out with the negatives, we felt like they had an overall negative outlook, and like they're speaking more negatively, which is hard because this is a negative topic. Our world is collapsing. We also felt like it was kind of a left wing perspective, which a lot of these sustainable environmental issues tend to be left wing. But some people could think that this article has more bias because of that, or this theory, sorry. Additionally, we felt that there was limited focus on the little things. There's a very good array of broad topics and overall actions that need to be taken, but there weren't very many little things like what can we as individuals do, or how are our individual actions affecting us not being sustainable right now, rather than the big picture things. So that's something that we thought they could have done a better job on. As for positives, this is a very important and urgent topic. So we think this theory is very viable in the sense that it's a real thing that's happening. And they use many different problems that they mentioned to formulate this theory. Things such as us being a consumer culture and having a centralized community. So they're like problems that we do know about now. And they also consider multiple aspects. They do consider the positives and the negatives. And here on the next slide, I'm going to go into this is their possibilities that they list in the reading about what will happen as this coming of collapse occurs, and our as we try to transform into a more sustainable global system. So think they do a good job at considering both the positives and negatives of what could occur potentially. So they have businesses continue as usual and civilization falls due to not heeding to the warnings and consumption increasing without the consideration of for sustainability. The second one, the government heeds the warning and implements a new rule with regulations towards sustainability. And then three being civilians heed the warning and demand the change beyond the government. So options 2 and 3 are positive because likely sustainability will succeed. So as we move on, we wanted you to think about if you thought there could be any other solutions to overcoming or enduring the sustainability crisis that we are in right now. Another thing that proves that their theory is viable is that they use other theories. This one, they mentioned the reading best theory, and I thought it was very applicable and helpful in understanding how this crisis of sustainability the process of it. So as you can see, and as you have read, there's a system to it. So as something rises, you fall, and you go through a weird period, and then you go up again. So I think it makes it a lot more reliable and viable as a theory to be able to apply other theories like the best theory. And we also wanted to include another theory that can relate to the theory we're evaluating, and this is the greenhouse effect, which a lot of you know of. It also contributes to sustainability in that as humans, we're living in this consumer culture, and with greater human population, we have a greater need for resources. And for transportation, electricity industry, we're using these greenhouse gases and emitting them, and it's contributed to increasing temperature. So they're all kind of interconnected. So I think this theory is applicable in the way that it can be applied to other theories, as this one.